my name is Jayme with Me Time, and today we're going to work on the Flea Market bag from the French Market Bella box. This project is so amazing. You're gonna love how easy it comes together. Just look at how unique and fun this is. We have got some exclusive embroidery with these beautiful florals and then the merci on the stitching right here. This bag comes together amazingly. You're gonna love how it works. This is about a 4 to 5 hour project, so let's go ahead and pull out your Bella box and look at all the supplies we need to get started. Okay, so let's take a look at all the things that are in our French Market Bella box. Go ahead and open this up. We've got our beautiful intro card. This is going to show you all of the things that are in the box, so you can double check and make sure that all your pieces are here. The instructions. This is a beautiful magazine with every single project instruction. You will find beautiful pictures and easy to follow step by step, making this easy for anyone to do. We have got this brochure that talks about Me Time's Perfectly Pieced subscription, which is now available. So check out Perfectly Pieced at metimedelivered.com. As a first-time subscriber to the Bella box on Me Time Delivered, you're getting a special welcome gift. This is a canvas tote that you can stitch out any of these designs on. So that's a fun bonus design for you. Of course, we have our Flea Market bag supplies. So we're going to put this over to the side as this is a project we're going to be working on. Here is a card that talks about events that are put on by Kimberbell. So you want to check with local shops to find out what events are happening in your area. And how cute are these scissors? These are our Eiffel Tower scissors, exclusive to the box. They're gold, and I know they're going to become one of my favorite things. I'm going to put those aside because I want to use those today. Of course, you can't forget the Kimberbell paper tape. This is the best tape in the industry. It works so well for machine embroidery, so you always want to have some of this on hand. We have got our Kimberbell tassels and poms, which will work on the tea towel project. A beautiful assortment of silky solids by Kimberbell, and this is the new collection from the Bravo line. Just beautiful colors. You've got your floral hoop for your hoop for the floral project. We have a linen table runner exclusive to the box. You won't find this anywhere else but inside the Bella box, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And then we have this beautiful spool of thread from Glide, and it matches perfectly with the fabric. Actually, the color that is called French blue. So perfect color to match that one. Here is the kit for all of the embellishments and some zippers and vinyl that you need. So an assortment of things that are needed for each of the projects. We have a full tube of Kimberbell leather. Let's pull this off and show that. This leather is amazing to use. It's just the right thickness for machine embroidery. It works beautifully and stitches out beautifully every time. We have these beautiful tea towels, which we'll be using in the Flea Market bag, so I'm going to put those to the side. And then we also have our exclusive to this Bella box, the tool holder. So this is a perfect place to put your scissors, your any little tools that you have that you need at your machine. Put this right at the side. So, and last but not least, we have this darling pin. It has an Eiffel Tower with all the beautiful florals that are used inside the French Market Bella box. These are great collector's items, so you know that if you've purchased the Bella box previously, you get a pin for every single box. And I know we've got quite a collection going now, so I hope you enjoy this one. All right, so before we get started, you're gonna wanna make sure and look at page number 5 in your Bella box instruction booklet. And this is gonna show you how you're going to prepare all your pieces for cutting. So specifically when we're doing the Bella box, we've got the 3 pieces we're working with for the bag, which is the velveteen. We have got the lining, and you're gonna find the lining inside this project materials kit. So go ahead and pull that out from that one. And then you're also going to be using the striped tea towel. So make sure you follow this guide and cut your pieces. We've got a 40 by 14 inch piece on the lining. We have got a 14 by 14 inch piece on your tea towel, and then a 14 by 27 inch piece on the velveteen. So, Okay, so to get started, we're gonna want to make sure we've got our stabilizers on hand and ready to go. So you're gonna want the Kimberbell Sticky Back Tearaway Stabilizer. You can find this at your local quilt shop. Kimberbell's line of stabilizers are so easy to shop for and to use. They're all coordinated, color coordinated, so you'll find that the tearaways are in the reds. And then you're also going to need the wash away sticky back, which you'll see is in the blue. So Kimberbell's just done a great job at getting this line available and into shops and easy for you to find exactly what you need. And what's even better is once you've got your stabilizer home and you're using it, to keep it organized, you can use their awesome slap bands. So this one is for the wash away sticky back, and once I've unrolled and unpackaged and ready to put this away, I'll just go ahead and tighten it up with the slap band. So, all right, let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to hoop is going to be our sticky back wash away. And I've got that one ready to go. So let's go ahead and hoop a piece here, and then we're gonna score it because we're gonna pull off the top layer of the stabilizer. So just go ahead and take some scissors, and you're gonna go ahead and drag that around the outside edge of the hoop up here, just like so. And then in the corner here, you're just gonna wanna pull up a little piece so that you can tear it off. And now you can see we've got that sticky section here, so this will be ready to hold the next part of the project. We're gonna start with the straps to begin. Let's go ahead and take a look at our instructions, and you can see how easy this is gonna be to follow. So when you turn to your instruction booklet, again, here it is. It's a hole punch for you, so you can easily store that. We are on page 35. This is the Flea Market Bag, and it's going to tell you, just like we've talked about, all the materials that you need, the stabilizer that you need, and then it's going to walk you through exactly how to do each and every part. So if you've never machine embroidered before, don't even be intimidated at all, because we make it so easy for you to follow. So the first thing we're going to start with is we've just hooped our sticky back wash away, and we've done the scoring. We pulled the glossy paper off, and the next thing we're going to do is load the file, and this is the 2x7 strap flowers. All right, so we're going to go ahead and press start, and this is going to stitch out our first placement line for the bag strap. Okay, we have got our placement line stitched. I used a cute pink color that matches the velveteen of the bag. If it's easier for you to use a darker color so you can see the line, then do that. I just didn't want to change threads so many times. So this works for us for this purpose. Next, I'm going to go ahead and place the strap. So I've cut my straps in half. I've got two pieces. So I'm just going to use this first one here. And you can see this placement line. It's just the perfect size for the strap. I'm going to line it up right at the top here, and then just straighten it along, following the stitch lines down to the bottom and smoothing it out so that it's pressed really well onto the sticky back paper. And then I'm going to go ahead and load that back into the machine. All right, so you look at how beautiful those stitches are. It's just so pretty. So what we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna do the same pattern on the strap. We're gonna hoop this 5 different times, and it's actually very easy to do. So let's just watch what happens next, and then I'll show you how to quickly get it to the next hooping, and then you'll just repeat that process. So let's go ahead and take this out of the hoop. And we're gonna go ahead and just cut off the stabilizer around here. And I'm using the Kimberbell duckbill scissors. These are one of my favorite pair of scissors. I use them a lot. They just cut so nice and they're very sharp. Plus, the great thing about these scissors also is that they've got the holes for your fingers are a little bit bigger so they don't get stuck in there, which happens with a lot of other scissors on the market. Okay, so as you can see, there's our first part. So let's go ahead and hoop another piece of stabilizer. Okay, so I'm back to my machine and I'm just gonna use that same file that we just stitched the first time. So again, we're gonna do this 5 times. So go ahead and push your press foot down and get the placement line going. Okay, so we've got our next placement line. What you're gonna want to do, so you've got this first part stitched here, you're gonna wanna go ahead and just kind of fold this over so that you can see right where those stitch lines come together with the next part of the strap. And I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna line it up so that the stitches from the flowers that I just stitched are right above that line right here. So just carefully place it on there and then go ahead and smooth out your strap so that it lines up with your stitch lines. And then you can check if you want to look on the back of your the hoop. You can kind of see where that lines up right here, just to make sure that you are clear on your next stitching. So now we're going to go ahead and head back to the machine. All right, so now you can see we have done our 5 hoopings along this whole strap. Beautiful florals, and it's ready to go. So the next thing that's going to happen with the strap is you're going to want to use your the other side of the strap that we cut off, and we're actually going to pin these together, and then we're going to do a top stitch. We're going to do a top stitch all the way along the side on both sides here, and that will put those together. But I'm going to put this to the side for now. We're going to do that when we bring out our sewing machine. Let's get the embroidery done first. So next we're going to move on to the bag. Okay, so we are now ready to do part 2 of quilting of the front of the bag. So in our instruction book, you will see part 2. I've gone ahead and hooped our sticky back tearaway as well as scored it so that we're ready to do the placement line and stitch on the bags. All right, so we are going to load the 2x7 bag flower embroidery file. This is machine step number 5. So we're back at our machine and we'll go ahead and stitch the placement line. Okay, so go ahead and take this back out and you're going to see the placement line that has been stitched. And again, I just used the bag color to make it easier for not having to change threads. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is take your pressed piece of velveteen from your kit. You're gonna go ahead and lay that out, and then we're going to match up the corner part with this placement line, as you can see right here. So just start in the corner, stick it on the sticky back, line that up with the stitch line on the side and then on the bottom there, and then go ahead and smooth that out. Just like so. And where we've got so much excess fabric, which we don't want to get caught in the machine, just go ahead and fold it up. You can just kind of roll it up here. A couple ways you could secure it, either with a slap band that you might have on hand, or you can go ahead and use some clips. Like so, just to clip those parts together. And then we're going to head back to our machine. Okay, now that we've got that beautiful stitching, look how pretty that is. The thread color just matches the bag perfectly. It's just a subtle design, so pretty, and it's just lovely. So the next part we're going to stitch on the bag is going to be the Merci file. And the first thing we want to do is take this out of the hoop and cut away the stabilizer. Okay, so now I've got those stitches. We're going to hoop another piece of tearaway stabilizer. Okay, it's called we're gonna load the 2x7 bag Merci embroidery file. This is step number 11. All right, so we've got our Merci file. We're gonna load this back in the machine and stitch our placement line. Okay, so we've got our placement line. We're gonna go ahead and fold our stitching over so that, again, the top of the stitch line is right here at the fold, which makes it easy for us to place on the placement line. So you're just gonna go ahead and line up your stitches here on the bottom with the bottom of the stitch line. And then go ahead and press that down and smooth out the edges along the side here. You can open that right up. Okay, let's double check our stitch line. You can see right here where the top of that stitch line from our previous flowers is right along the placement line. And then go back to our machine to stitch the Merci file. Okay, all right, so we are done embroidering. We're gonna pull this file out, and same as before, we will go ahead and take it out of our hoop. Oh, wait, that's... And you don't need to get around every letter, just kind of pull it to the outside here. You still can keep the stabilizer in the center. Okay, so as you can see, let's move that out of the way here. We've got our florals, and then we've got the Merci, and then we're going to hoop this bag 2 more times. The next file is going to be another set of florals, and then following another set of florals. So that'll run across most of the edge of this bag. So let's hoop the next one. Okay, now we are ready to start the next part of our bag. We've got all of our machine embroidery done. We're gonna move to sewing. So I've gone ahead and put together the strap. I've sewn the 2 pieces together, just a top stitch down each side, 1/8 inch in, so that you've got a sturdy, heavy strap. So we're gonna take this and put it to the side while we create our bag. All right, so the next thing you're going to wanna do is we are on page 40 in our book. We are going to pull out our velveteen and the tea towel that we have cut into a 14 by 14 inch square. So you're going to want to place your velveteen flat on the table, and your stitching is going to be down at the bottom, like so. And then the next thing we're going to want to do is take our 14 by 14 inch square, and we're just going to go ahead and place it over here, lining up the edges, and we'll go ahead and pin those together. All right, let's take it to the sewing machine, and we're gonna sew a 1/2 inch seam down this edge. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and press this seam open. You want to use a pressing cloth or just an extra piece of fabric that you have so that we don't scorch the velveteen as we are ironing. Just give that a good firm press. Okay, the next thing that we want to do is we're gonna go ahead and put the linen lining fabric right on top of our stitched piece, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pin this all the way around, matching all of the edges together. So pin all the way around here, and on this edge with the tea towel, you're gonna have a 1/4 inch or a 4 inch opening about right here. So let's go ahead and pin that. All right, now we are going to stitch a 1/2 inch seam all around the outside perimeter of our bag, except for the 4 inch section in the center. This is what we want to keep open because we're going to turn it here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we've got that stitched around the perimeter. We've left our 4 inch hole opening, so this is where we're going to be able to turn the bag. The next thing we're going to want to do is to clip our corners. This is on step 6 on page 40, and this is going to help it so it reduces some of the bulk as we turn the bag. So I'll just go ahead and cut close here, and then we cut in a little bit more into each corner edge. Next, we're going to want to turn our project right side out through that opening, and you're going to want to have some sort of a turning tool handy to help you punch in those corners. Just go ahead and reach through all the way into the bag. And then as you get to each corner, you can just push it up with your finger, or if you do have the tool, just go ahead and push that out. Okay. So you can see we've got all parts sewn together, and just kind of finger press that out so that everything is flat. And then we're going to want to place our tea towel on the left with our quilting along the bottom when it's placed right in front of you. Okay, so next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to take this edge right here, the right edge, and we're going to fold it over to where it meets up with the tea towel. Just like so. Smooth that out. And then just to double check that you're in the right space, you can lift up and you can see there's quilting going on both sections in these corners. So that lets you know that's in the bottom. And then on this very top edge, you're going to go ahead and you're going to just pin these straight across here. All right, so next we're going to take this to the machine and we're going to stitch a 1/2 inch seam from end to end, making sure that you back stitch at each end. All right. Now we've got that stitched on, we're going to go to step 11, and we're going to need a water-soluble pen and our ruler. Okay, so with your ruler, what you're going to want to do is you're going to mark a 3-inch line with your pen about perpendicular to the corner, up to the right corner. And we'll take this to the machine and sew this edge right across the line that we just marked. Okay, so what you're going to want to do next is you're going to take this center bottom corner, and you're going to pull this directly up to match the top right corner, and just kind of pull that down like so. Then you're going to want to take the sewn edge of the tea towel and bring it back over to this opposite edge right here, placing those corners directly together. And we're going to want to smooth out this bottom here because we are going to pin this, and we're going to do a seam from end to end. So let's go ahead and get those pinned. And double check that you're in the right place. If you check number 15 in your instructions, you can see my tea towel, and that looks the same. So we are good. Okay, so one thing you're going to want to make sure that you don't do is to sew over this corner right here when you stitch your straight line. So as you get to the end here, just kind of pull that out of the way. So I'm not going to pin this very edge. Take it to the sewing machine, and we'll do another 1/2 inch seam, making sure you back stitch. Okay, now that we've got that out of the machine and just kind of smooth this out, we're going to do another boxed corner down here in the bottom left corner. So grab your ruler and your marking pen, and we're going to go ahead and mark a 3-inch line perpendicular to the corner. And then we will take that to the machine and stitch it. Okay, so from here you can see that we've got 2 boxed corners. Now is where the magic happens. We're going to open up this bag, and you're going to kind of see how this will take shape. If I shake it out, just taking those 2 top corners And you can see the shape of the bag is now we've got box corners in both the bottom edges. And then we have got our bag shape, just like so. All right, so now we are here. We're gonna start attaching the clasp to the bag. So we are on page 42. This is instruction number 1 for attaching the clasp. What you're gonna wanna pull out is your clasp with the washers. You've got these 2 pieces here. So when we spread out our bag so that we want the tea towel on our, if the bottom is facing towards you, then the tea towel is gonna be on the right. So from here, we are going to mark our washer space. So you're gonna place this marking part of the clasp right here, just right up to where the seams meet. You're gonna take your blue marking pen and go ahead and mark 2 little slits. Just like so. Okay, so this is important. You wanna make sure that you pull the lining part away from the bag because you're gonna cut into just the lining, not through both pieces of fabric. Okay, so now we've got the slits cut in the lining. I'm gonna take my clasp and I'm just gonna pull these 2 apart because these are magneted together here so that we've got 2 separate pieces. We'll just put one to the side and then I'm going to use this one here and put these prongs through the slit. I will reach inside where the opening is. Inside the bag, I can pull that out there and just make sure that the prongs are through the fabric. And we'll add the washer and then I can just go ahead and press those down so that they stay in place. If it's a little bit hard, sometimes you could use the back of your scissors or another tool just to kind of help get a little bit more leverage onto that clasp. Let me push that down. Okay, all right, so now we're gonna do the opposite side of the bag. Just flip it right over here. We've just cut our slits in the bag. So now what we're gonna need to do is go back through this opening and you're gonna travel a little bit further around here to get to the inside of this clasp. So you just kind of bring your hand around and then you will end up right here. So you can see that opening. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take our clasp, put those prongs right through. And then you can go to the inside. Expose that here, and this is where we're going to add our washer. So you're going to take the washer, just place it right on top of the 2 prongs, like so, and then you're going to go ahead and bend each one down, just like we did on the other side. We've got the one, and then you can just go ahead and do the same thing with the other, pressing right on top of it. And again, if you need some scissors or something to help push that down. Okay, so we have got our clasps on both sides. And we're gonna go through and turn this bag inside out. So just go ahead, like so. You can see where those boxed corners are. It's making the bag a little bit thicker so we can put more things inside. You push that out with your fingers or you can use a tool. Yep, so just go ahead and push those boxed corner bottoms out so that they are flat and straight. See each of those edges. And you can see like how pretty that is all stitched. So now what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna get a needle and thread and just close your opening right here. Just kind of whip stitch that together. And then that section will be finished. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add the strap to our bag. You're gonna wanna take the top corner of the stripe side of the tea towel of your bag, and we're going to make a 2-inch mark. We're on step number 2 of part 5, which is on page 43, finishing the bag. Go ahead and take your ruler. And you are going to do a 2-inch line perpendicular to the corner of the bag. And then the next thing you're going to do is measure a 1/4 inch above the drawn line towards the corner and mark another line. Okay, so next, using your scissors, you're gonna wanna cut the corner off by cutting along the line closest to the corner. So that's gonna be this line right here. Just like so. Then go ahead and tuck the cut edge into the bag by folding it at the first line. So you can see this line that we just cut, that we drew for the first line. We're gonna fold right on that line, here and here. And then we're gonna go ahead and press that. Okay, so we're gonna do that, pressing. And then the next thing that you're gonna want to do is take your strap that we've already prepared. It's ready to go. And we are gonna insert this inside the bag about 1/2 inch inside of this open corner. And then we're just gonna stitch a seam from an 1/8 inch seam from here to here. I'm just gonna pin it in place. All right, so we've got this side on. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing on the opposite side of the bag. Again, we'll get our ruler and we'll mark a line perpendicular. We'll just cut that just like we did on the other side. Tuck those in and we'll give it a good press. And pull the strap up and we're going to insert it just like we did on the previous side. Again, it's about 1/2 inch inside the opening. Then last, we just need to trim all of our loose threads. And then once you have got your opening stitched up, you can pull out some of the tassels that are inside of the embellishment kit that comes in your bag. As you can see right here, you can just whip stitch those onto either side like we have done in our finished sample. How cute that is. So you could do 2 colors of pink or add the blue, whatever you like best. Okay, so that is the French flea market bag. We hope you've enjoyed making this project with us today, and make sure that you like and follow us on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube. And we hope you had a good time. Thank you. Bye-bye.